everyone, thank you for tuning in. I'm your instructor Joy. Let me first play a tune for you. This was a little excerpt from Beethoven Sonata number 8. Thank you very much for your continued support. I really appreciate. I hope all of you are staying well and healthy in this difficult, challenging time. I really appreciate for your donation also here and also in my Patreon page, sending me kind questions, comments, emails, volunteering with your time, booking lessons with me. I very much appreciate. So I thought this piece was an excellent example of showing you how one could practice with metronome. We all know we have to practice with the metronome because counting machine-like is against our nature. We human like to get a little faster when we feel driven, when we get excited, or we tend to become a little slower or sluggish with tempo when we feel a little emotionally sad. That is what also makes your music beautiful, but one also has to train itself to know how precisely, consistently accurate with the rhythm also. Particularly when you're playing sonata piece for this one, you're playing with a pianist as an equal partner, not accompanist, but you and pianist are equally important. In this particular one, the pianist is playing literally giving you metronome beat, so it gives us no room to move freely when it comes to tempo or when it comes to rhythm. So this is one of the sessions that one should practice. I thought this section is a great example because it shows all kind of one. Because when it comes to beginning here, long one, and all of a sudden we have to move our bow fast, then slow again, and then fast again. Down here, not only we need to move fast, here we have a little bouncing ball with a grace note, where a lot of violins tend to get a little slowly here. And this session is one of those sessions where a lot of violins tend to start slow and then rush it, because and then something, so it should be like this, but a lot of violins tend to, or we lose the tempo. Why is it? So it's because there's so many changes happening all the time in such a fast tempo. It gives us a very little room. So one has to take a part and then work on one thing at a time in a slow tempo and gradually bring it up to the tempo so that we know how to master all these multiple million things in such fast tempo. Now, we all know how to, the importance of slow practice up to bringing gradually fast. But how does one could achieve that one? The biggest part a lot of violinists miss is when they do a slow tempo practicing. When we practice slowly, this is the purpose of slow practicing is not only knowing where the notes are and learning the coordination of both right and left hand, but also we should be able to apply in performance tempo, in fast tempo in this case. Very beginning, here we have, here. When we practice slowly, a lot of violins, what it happens, we use hobo. But we have to understand if we use hobo, I have nothing against using hobo, but when you're playing fast tempo, you're limited of how long you can use. In this case, if you use hobo, I'm exaggerating a bit, the bow moves so fast it does not have chance to grab the string. There is a way of doing it, but it's harder. So when you practice slowly, you have to keep that in mind and use the exact length of the bow that you're going to use in performance, which is not whole bow, but maybe half or a little longer if you want. Something like this is about length that you probably will be using in performance bow. And don't control it and make sure you keep the same length of the bow that you're going to use in performance. Same grace note is another one that a lot of students can tend to get behind. So long story short, when you're practicing rhythm, get rid of the grace note for now, because grace note is supposed to happen before the beat, so it has nothing to do with the beat. And also, when we are focusing too much on the grace note or trill or any type of ornament, grace note or any type of ornament, get rid of it. Just focus on the main note. That way you know the structure, and then put the great ornament, whether it's grace note or trill, on top of it to match within the structure, not the other way around. So here, yeah, with that grace note. And then also you have noticed I'm allowing the bow bounce a bit. In order to do that, I need to keep the bow in your bouncing spot, which is from the middle, about a quarter from the front. I cannot do, and if I do play fast tempo, it's gonna become a little sluggish, not so crisp. And then next one, keeping the bow in the bouncing spot, even more important. I'm gonna play a little faster in tempo, because we're doing something called sautiller. So we're not really bouncing the bow each one, but we're just placing the bow in the bouncing spot where it wants to bounce fast on its own. But the only thing that we have to do is we need to keep the bow in the bouncing spot and use short bow. Yeah. But this one does not happen when you play slowly. So when you practice slowly, keep the bow bouncing on the bouncing spot, short bow, but do not actively bounce it, because the bow will bounce for you as long as you stay on the bouncing spot. But focus on short bow and staying in the bouncing spot. Then once you organize all that one, then you start with a metronome. Now it's very important. So now we want, our goal is 100, let's say, but we all know that we cannot play the onion. That's why we are doing slowly. But make sure that you check at least the performance tempo with the open string playing, so that you get an idea what kind of bow length or bow placement you need. Let's say the last one, the last here. Let's say this session we want to find out. Then what you do is you get the tempo that you want to perform and practice on the open string first, so that you find out exactly the precise bow placement and bow weight and bow movement, so that when you practice slowly in slow tempo you can use exactly that one, so that when you get faster you can play that one. So let's do 100. Yeah, I'm doing in 2. It's a time signature of 6/8. If you want, I have some function here, triplet, where you can press that one, and then try to sync the metronome beat within you by listening 1 or 2 measures. Then start playing. I'm gonna do that. Now listen. Come. You should listen, and then now we open string. Again. Listen. Then now we know where it is. Then now you start practicing slowly. Starting, let's say, maybe 70, not too slow, but just a little slow, 70. And then again, triplet. Then here, same bow placement. Sync it. I was a little slower than beat, and you try again. That was better. And then you should be able to do it like this a couple more times before you move on. Then let's say you move into the next one, 80. Then let's see, again, sync it. And think about it. In between, you can also, after open string practicing, a couple times if you can do that, then see if you can apply the left hand. Let's say I just first did open string. Now let's say I was able to play 3 to 5 times, then now left hand. On and on like that, you move on. Let's say the next one, we want to go, of course you will spend a little more time. I'm going a little fast for the time's sake. Then you go to 90. Open string first. Sing it. Open string. You play a couple more times. Let's say you did it. Then left hand. Make sure you can play 3 to 5 times in a row. Yeah. So now, then let's say you were able to play 3 to 5 times in a row correctly. Then you go to the performance tempo. 100. Again. Now you will soon see the bow will bounce it for you. First open string. Again. Let's say if you feel comfortable, then left hand. On and on like that, yeah? So this kind of practicing, as you notice, I'm doing one measure or a little more than one measure. It can be even half measure. So one has to break down into smaller pieces so that you can really work on every part, especially the bow distribution. Correct bow placement and bow speed is crucially important when it comes to slow to fast practicing, yeah? I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all happy practicing and stay well and healthy. Hope to see you again. Bye bye.